In this video I'm going to be talking to you about the brand new Vokey SM9 wedges, and I've come somewhere very special to test them out. It's the Titleist Performance Centre at Woburn. Now in this video I'll run you through all the details of these new wedges, the technology, what makes them so special, what makes them Vokeys, and I'll let you know how I got on after my fitting here at this incredible facility. First off though, before I delve into all that, if you're new to our channel, do not forget to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. So where do the tech improvements lie within the Vokey SM9 lineup? Well, first thing I'm going to touch on is progressive CG location. Now this isn't necessarily something new to Vokey designs, but they have improved it to try and just ensure that you're getting the performance you want out of every single wedge within your set. So in the lower lofted wedges, you can see that we have quite a thin section out towards the top of the blade. What that means is we've got more weight lower within the wedge to give you a low CG, just to make sure that the performance matches up with your shortest iron or your pitching wedge, for example, and just, give you the performance you need when you're hitting those fuller shots. Within the 54, you can see that we have a little bit more weight out towards the top of the blade, out in this toe section, and that's just going to move the CG a little bit higher, make this thing a little bit controlled for shorter shots around the green, but also perform well on full shots. Then when you go into the lob wedges, the likes of the 60 that I have here, you can see we've got a big, huge chunk of weight out towards the top of the blade, out towards this toe section. And that's just going to move the CG that little bit higher, so that it does give you that lower ball flight, more controlled with those higher lofted wedges. And yeah, it's just about making sure that every wedge, no matter the loft, is going to perform to its maximum. Now the improvements, they say, they've maintained the low CG within the low lofted wedges, but crucially into the higher lofted ones, they've managed to bring that CG a touch higher and also in front of the face, just to ensure that, you're getting that low controlled ball flight from short range and with the fuller shots with these lob wedges, but crucially it's going to make squaring up the face that little bit easier as well, because the CG location is in front of that face. So it's not a brand new technology, but the refinements that have been made should show up out in the golf course. Progressive CG will also help with your distance control and the overall versatility of these wedges. After all, your wedges are demanded to hit a lot of shots, so versatility is key. And a big factor in the Vokey lineup is the grind options we have available. There are 23 individual options within the lineup for you to choose from, 6 grinds in total. And it's really, this is where Vokey, I think, set themselves apart from other wedges on the market. You have that number of options, from low bounce to high bounce to different grinds, so you can get creative. Maybe if you like to open up the face, you would go something like the D grind. If you want that really low bounce option, you go something like the L grind. If you're looking for a real saviour out the bunker, the K grind's got tons of bounce. So you've got all these different options, and what that means is that these wedges are remarkably versatile, and there's plenty of options to fit your game. And that's something I really want to touch on, is fitting with wedges. Your wedges are probably demanded to hit more shots in around the golf, maybe except your putter, than any other club in your bag. Now, most of you wouldn't think of going and buying a new driver without getting fitted for it, but you'll probably hit that at most 14 times during and around the golf. Think how many times you're using your wedge as well. That'd be full shots, chip shots, bunker shots, pitch and runs, whatever it might be. These are demanded to hit so many different golf shots, so why would you not get fitted? Plus, with the number of options available, 23 as I say, you might be a little bit confused, so going and get fitted for your wedges can make such a difference. Just make sure you get the right tools for your game to give you the best chance of, whether that be getting up and down or stiffing it close with a wedge in your hand. Make sure you get fitted. I can't stress that enough. Now, we can't talk about Vokey wedges without talking about the visual appeal, and the SM9s, they just look fantastic. And when you put it alongside the SM8, you can see there are some subtle differences, and in my view, subtle improvements. The fact that we've now just got this sort of silver section along the back bar as opposed to this cutout Vokey design feature on the SM8, I think that's just a slight improvement. It's a little bit more subtle, a little bit classier looking. Not that the SM8 is a bad looking wedge in any sense, but yeah, I think they've upgraded it again for 2022, and it just looks as good as a Vokey wedge should look, has always looked, just that little bit more modern, that little bit cleaner in terms of the appearance. Down behind the ball, you're not going to see a great deal of difference, and that's because, they're Vokey wedges. We already know how good they are. Lots of people love the shaping and the look of these wedges. I'm seeing a slightly rounder toe in some of the higher lofted wedges, but that could just be my eye. It could be the fact that we've got a nice shiny finish opposed to my well worn out one. But yeah, it just looks slightly more rounded out towards the toe. But other than that, it's just that classic, just delicious looking Vokey wedge. Yeah, what else is there to say? It looks fantastic. Last but by no means least, there wouldn't be a Vokey wedge review if I didn't talk about spin. And once again, we have Vokey's patented spin mill process applied to the grooves. But they've just updated it again for this new iteration, just trying to make the tolerances that little bit tighter, give you maximum spin around the greens. But also, you know, we have the sort of micro etching in between the grooves. We have the heat treatment process to make these grooves more durable, give you maximum spin for that little bit longer. And yeah, you know, as I was seeing here today, they're just nipping. Fresh wedges always will. But having played with SM8 wedges, they've been in my bag for 2 years now, and they're still performing well. But crucially, I play a lot of golf. I am seeing how big an improvement there is in the spin performance with these fresh grooves, fresh wedges. You know, Titleist say that you can begin to see a drop-off in performance after about 75 rounds of play with your wedges. You know, I'm well over that with my SM8s. We're probably, you know, at least double that for the 2 years that I've had them. In fact, probably more than double, triple that. And that's when, you know, you should really be considering getting new wedges. If you have fairly battered and bruised looking grooves like I do, you know, you can see the difference between the fresh ones and my SM8s. That's going to make a big difference in performance. You know, you can be talking drop-offs of a couple of hundred to near 1,000 RPM of spin on full shots. And, you know, that can be the difference between holding a green or sticking it close, getting up and down. And yeah, it's such a crucial aspect of performance. But with the SM9, you know, the refinements they've made to their processes, it's just delivering what I would expect of Vokey. Spin milled, you know you're going to get the goods, you know they're going to nip nice and sweet for you. And yeah, it's certainly been the case. So having gone through my fitting here at the Titleist Performance Centre, what do I really make of these SM9 wedges? Well, I think I can sum it up by saying these are going straight in my bag. They're Vokey wedges, they're delivering the goods in terms of performance. I'm sticking with the same setup in terms of, you know, the grind options that I've got and the loss I'm going for because I was fitted last time. Thankfully, they've not changed their matrix in terms of what they're offering, still those 23 options. So, you know, if you had something in the past, you can transition easily into, you know, the updated models. However, you know, if you're not too sure, if you want to experience everything they have to offer, still go get fitted. That's of course important. And it was important that I get fitted today because it confirmed that the models I had, the grinds I had, were the best option. But yeah, they're going straight in my bag. They look fantastic. They perform so well. It's no surprise they remain so popular on tour, so popular with, you know, everyday golfers because the performance, the looks, everything they offer, yeah, they're just, in my opinion, I think they're the best wedges in the business, and that's why my SM8s will no longer be in my bag. Instead, it'll be the SM9s. Now, if you have any questions about the SM9 wedges, just leave them in the comments and I'll get straight back to you. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.